You have already tried the things that are supposed to work. Distance, fewer words, leaving the room early. And the same person still empties you for 2 days after 10 minutes. Something in that is being fed. It is not being fed by them. In the second autumn after the river took the low fields, Yoon reopened her dye shed at the edge of the Anyi market. Her hands were blue to the wrist most days. Every 7th day, her elder brother Zheng came to tell her what she had done wrong with their father's money. He was not cruel about it. That was the part she could not explain. He would sit on the stool, accept tea, and lay out the same account. The loan, the roof, the year she took more than her share. Then he would leave, satisfied, and she would keep talking. Not to him, to the doorway, to the vat, to the ceiling above her bed. The rope maker across the lane watched this for 11 years. One evening, Gu set down her hemp. You are not tired from what he says. You are tired from your answer. Yoon laughed at that, and then did not sleep. Of course, she answered. Someone had to say what happened. The loan was repaid in barley over 4 seasons. The roof was her money and her hands. If she stopped saying it, the wrong version became the only one, and that version would outlive her. She went back to work and let it go. It did not go. It arrived while she stirred the vat. It arrived while she counted coins into the box. It arrived on the walk home, where she had been holding the same conversation in the same order for 11 years, with a man who was not there. This is what the Tao Te Ching points to in its 22nd chapter. Zhēng, not contending. The line says the one who does not contend cannot be contended with, which sounds like advice to lose gracefully. It is not. A contest needs 2 hands on the rope. Zhēng is not the hand that pulls gently. It is the hand that opens. A rope goes slack the moment one hand lets go. It stops mattering how hard the other pulls. So Yoon let go. The next 7th day, she said nothing. Zheng laid out the account, drank his tea, and left early, pleased. That night, she finished the argument in her head. She won it 3 times before the roosters. Then she saw what she had been holding. It was not the barley. It was not the roof. It was one sentence she had been waiting 11 years for him to say, that she had done right by their father. Every answer she had ever given Zheng was a request for that sentence, dressed as a correction. A week later, she was weighing indigo on the small brass balance. She pressed the pan with one finger, the way she had for years. The beam swung. She pressed again. It swung the other way. She took her hand away. The beam moved twice, slowed, and settled level on its own. She had been pressing the pan for 11 years and calling it fairness. On the 7th day, she poured his tea and let the account stand. The loan stayed unpaid in his telling. The roof stayed his. She did not correct it in the room, and this was the whole of it. She did not correct it on the walk home. She let one wrong thing about her stand. Once. Winter came. Zheng still arrived on the 7th day. Same words, same order, same stool. Yoon listened, refilled his cup, and was back at the vat before he left the lane. There were 7th days when she kept her hands in the vat longer than the cloth needed. The walk home was quiet now, not because he had changed, because she was no longer carrying him on it. She was not tired from what he said. She had only ever been tired from her answer. Some people take your energy. Most take your agreement to keep the contest running. The account in your own head is the draining one, and the only one you can close. You close it by letting one wrong thing about you stand. What is the one thing you keep trying to make someone understand? Mine was that I had paid my share. Tell me yours. Thank you for watching. Behind the market, a small brass balance hangs in the dark. Nobody is touching it. It is level.